It's the game UK fans have waited for all week. In less than 5 hours, Kentucky takes on West Virginia for a trip to the Elite Eight. We'll have the latest from Cleveland.
The Three Forks Regional Jail still has 2 fewer inmates. Kentucky State Police are asking for the public's help to find Dallas and John Trent.
Much colder air continues to push into central and eastern Kentucky, and I've got more rain showing up on Live First Alert Defender. We'll track the temperatures and the falling drops just ahead.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5:30.
Good afternoon. The wait is nearly over. We're about 4 hours away from tip-off as the undefeated Kentucky Wildcats take on West Virginia in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA tournament tonight.
A lot of excitement. The Cats are just 2 wins away from the Final Four. Our Rob Bromley and Amber Philpott are live in Cleveland with our top story Big Blue coverage. Hi, Amber and Rob.
Hello, Sam and Jennifer. What a ride this season has been. It has been something incredible to watch tonight. The Cats could go 37-0. We are inching closer to that game tonight. And each player on this team, Rob, they bring so much to the table. Every one of them so unique in every way.
Well, that's true. They do. And so many of them are still so young, you know, mostly sophomores and freshmen. But it is remarkable, Amber, when you consider the transformation of Willie Cauley-Stein and what he has become since he came to Kentucky. You know, at one time he was an unheralded recruit. He was playing high school football, and now he has become the leader of an undefeated team. Lee K. Howard caught up with him yesterday.
Perhaps no single player is enjoying this season more than Willie Cauley-Stein. He's experienced the highs and the lows of Kentucky in 3 years, giving him perspective his freshman teammates can't understand.
They don't know. They haven't been through the worst part of, you know, they've never lost a game, so they don't know what it's like to lose a game here. That's crazy, like to even think about, like, you haven't lost a game in college.
Cauley-Stein's freshman season ended in a disappointing first-round exit in the NIT. It's something that still motivates him 2 years later.
You know, you was considered one of the worst teams in Kentucky. You was, you know, losing the NIT, like people still talk about it. And now, like, we go to a national championship last year and end up short, but now we end up, you know, being undefeated through the regular season this year and, you know, onto a road to a Final Four.
Last season, when the Cats made their tournament run, Willie was sidelined with an injury. He cheered on his teammates and even held the GoPro camera from the bench. He says he's ready to play a much bigger role.
My whole purpose of coming back was to come back to this moment and actually get to play in these next couple of games. Like, if we're fortunate enough to play in, you know, more than one game, then, like, you know, that's where I came back for. That's what, you know, my whole motive was coming back, was to get back to this spot and play on from here.
You're not holding GoPro this time?
Won't have the GoPro.
Willie Cauley-Stein, and just like last week, it is another late game. Kentucky and West Virginia playing the second game of this Midwest Regional Semifinals. Tip-off scheduled at about 9:45 tonight. We will get you ready for the matchup with a half-hour special tonight, 6:30. That'll be over on the CW Lexington WKYT Wildcat warm-up. So we look forward to that coming up in less than an hour, but we're going to have much more for you here over the next hour right here.
Great to see all the things that Willie has done, and really all the guys that lead on this team, because there are a lot of them, that's for sure.
Well, there are. They need leaders, and I really think he's become one now here as a junior.
He is a fan favorite. Speaking of those fans, coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to do a little trash talking between the Mountaineer fans and our Big Blue Nation. We're going to have that for you coming up tonight at 6. But for now, that is the story here in Cleveland. Back to you.
Thank you, Amber and Rob.
What a difference a day makes. Even though many of us had a warm start to the day, much colder air has moved in.
And by this time tomorrow, we could even see flurries. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking all the changes in the First Alert Weather Center. Chris?
Yeah, at this point, why not, right? Ugly weather out there across the area, and that flurry chance, a very small one over the next 24 hours, just showing you how cold it is throughout the region. Those numbers starting out the day into the 60s for a lot of central and eastern Kentucky. And as advertised, we said the trip trip back home from work and school would be a whole lot colder. How about 45 degrees right now into Lexington, 49 London, Jackson. We're down to 46. We were flirting with 70 degrees a little earlier in the day into southeastern Kentucky. Right now in Lexington, low clouds, some on and off showers. Those showers will continue to increase over the next little bit. Certainly nothing that is terribly widespread with just wall-to-wall heavy rains, but Live First Alert Defender picking up on bands of showers that continue to work across the area. Southeastern Kentucky getting in on the action. Lexington Metro now beginning to see the raindrops that are increasing. Heaviest little band is on top of Cynthiana, Harrison County, cruising over into Carlisle, Nicholas County. That'll head toward the Mount Olivet and Maysville areas coming up over the next little bit, and those showers continue back to the southwest into parts of the Bluegrass Parkway corridor. Versailles from Midway and Versailles back to the southwest toward Lawrenceburg. Rains pick up just a little bit. That's the trend, though. We're beginning to see the back edge of those showers now pressing into parts of the Owensboro area into western Kentucky. And as the rains continue to push out, the very cold air continues to pour its way on into town. Guys, it's chilly now, but it gets downright cold over the next couple of days, at least for this time of year. We'll take you through the next few days with the hour-by-hour forecast when I come back here in just a few minutes.
We're learning more tonight about a pair of inmates who escaped yesterday in Lee County.
State police say 19-year-old Dallas Trent and his cousin, 23-year-old John Trent, escaped from a transport vehicle that was headed back to Lee County from the Wolfe County courthouse. The jailer says when the transport vehicle slowed down, the two men jumped out and ran down a nearby hill. WKYT's Sam Smith has the latest on the search.
Before Dallas and John Trent escaped yesterday, they were booked on robbery charges here at Three Forks Regional Jail. They're accused of robbing a clerk at this Shell gas station in Wolfe County earlier this month. Their paperwork says one of the Trents punched the clerk in the head because the clerk wasn't getting the cash from the register fast enough. Records say that the clerk recognized the voices of the Trents and helped police make the arrests. John Trent has faced robbery charges before. In 2010, he was booked in the Montgomery County Regional Jail for robbery in the third degree. Yesterday afternoon, when coming back from their court appearance on the Wolfe County robbery charges, officials say that a vehicle in front of the jail's van slowed down. Police say the men then jumped out of the moving van. State police say it's believed that one of the Trents slipped off his handcuffs and was able to unlock the door. Officers and deputies spent all day and night searching for the men. Dallas and John are both described to be about 5'7" and 140 pounds. They were last seen wearing a white t-shirt. If you've seen them, you're asked to contact police. They need your help catching them. In Lee County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Police say the Trents should be considered dangerous, and they're telling anyone who might see them to stay away and contact police.
A Russell County teacher has resigned after allegations of inappropriate communications with a student. A release from Russell County Schools says that teacher was suspended as soon as the allegations were brought to them. The teacher resigned a few days later. The name of the teacher has not been released at this time. No charges so far have been filed. In Leslie County, an animal rescue put out a call for help after a dog was found with an arrow through its leg. The Arrow Fund, which is located in Louisville, put out a call for help to get the dog transported to them, and they got quite the response. When the dog arrived, the arrow was still sticking out of one of the dog's legs and lodged in its tail. A lot of times, dogs that have this kind of injury wouldn't make it unless they receive specialized treatment.
It looks like it has lived outside, had a fairly rough life. He's pretty sedate. He's been sedate through the whole travel. He may be in shock. We're unsure. We just hope for the best, and he's at one of the best places.
Volunteers say aside from the obvious arrow wound, the dog did suffer from neglect and mange. They have given the dog the nickname Robin Hood and say he's expected to make a full recovery. And in Bullitt County, a man accused of killing his niece has learned his sentence. Stanley Dishon pled guilty to manslaughter in the death of 17-year-old Jessica Dishon. A judge has sentenced Dishon to 20 years. Jessica was a senior at Bullitt Central when she disappeared in 1999. Her body was later found beaten and strangled. Another man was initially tried for her killing, but the jury declared a mistrial.
As we first reported earlier this week, UK Hospital is one of 3 Kentucky hospitals that will be receiving heroin overdose reversal kits. First Lady Jane Bashir and Attorney General Jack Conway made the official announcement today at the hospital. The kits will contain 2 doses of Narcan, a drug that reverses the effects of an overdose. Kits will also be sent home with family members of people brought in for heroin overdoses.
It's important because insurance and Medicaid aren't covering it, and we need to get this life-saving medication into the hands of the people that truly need it.
In addition to UK Hospital, kits will go to St. Elizabeth Hospital System in northern Kentucky and the University of Louisville Hospital. Distribution is expected to begin by the end of the spring.
The Kentucky Wildcats are shooting for win number 37 tonight in the game against West Virginia. Well, how does a perfect record stand up in the great legacy of UK basketball? Our good question tonight: has UK ever gone undefeated before in basketball? Yes, it was a long time ago. The Wildcat team, coached by Adolph Rupp in 1953-54, went undefeated that season, 25-0, including 14 victories in the SEC, no losses in the regular season. That team starred Cliff Hagan and Frank Ramsey. They could have played in the NCAA tournament, but chose not to because 3 players had already graduated the academic year before. At the last minute, they were ruled ineligible for the tournament. And that rule has since been abolished. So the 54 Cats that you see here finished undefeated, but minus a national championship. It would be Rupp's only undefeated team at the University of Kentucky. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.
Salad lovers will soon have a new place to eat in downtown Lexington. We'll tell you about a new restaurant opening its doors next week.
I'm Bill Bryant. Republican Congressman Andy Barr files a bill that gets support from some Democrats, and Somerset's council votes to try to end a state audit. The bottom line is on the way.